So, dear students, as you are aware that this institute is known as the Institute of Business Management. So, here we are teaching what is related with the business, what is business, how it is done within the society to do only one thing, that the mutual benefit of each other within the group people whosoever is interacting with each other. But when the business activities take place beyond the national boundary, then we term this particular topic as the international business. So, business is done for what? Within the society, every business activity is related with the satisfying the need and wants of the two persons, in which one we consider as a seller and another one is considered as a buyer. So, it is the old say narratives which we have in mind. Business is more than this buying and selling, because buying and selling is a simple part of the trading activity, it is not the business. So, one should be very clear that what is business, and then you have to add international into it. So, business, as you know, is the economic activity in which inputs are converted into output that possesses certain value and exchange in the market for satisfying the wants of the people. So, that is why it is said that the business is the economic activity. So, what you require to transfer or to say transform something into creating value. So, this transformation is possible only because of the some resources that one have to procure. Why I am saying procure? Because whether a nation or a person is not endowed with the God to possess all those things, so that he create utility that can be exchanged. For creating some utility, you require something from the society. So, these something is not that the resources which are ultimately converted into certain utilities, and this utility when in exchange in terms of monetary say, then we call as a exchange. So, these resources as you have studied into the your earlier classes, because this particular subject is taught to the 6th semester BBA students and the 4th semester, 3rd semester MBA student in the PG, this MBA program. So, business simply means converting input into output. These inputs are known as the resources. As you know that there are 5 kind of resources. The first one is the natural resources, which is the gift of nature given by the Almighty. Second is the physical resources which we create by human endeavor, that do not take part into the final product or utilities, but it assists in converting these resources into final product, like banking, transportation, insurance, warehousing, asset material handling, etc., etc. Third one is the major resources that we talk about in the terms of economics is the human resources. The fourth one is the financial resources, and now one more resources which business is increasing day by day all over the world. It is the informational resources. The information, as you know, that is something which reduces your uncertainty and make you not only certain but efficient also, so that your utility is the which you want to create into the market is very competitive, because in market you know there is a flux of so many kinds of goods or services which are providing alike services, but for it is made for which class of customer? It should be efficient as well as the economic also. So, this for this purpose one have to procure the say advisory help or the technical help from someone else. So, these 5 resources are converted into output with the process of say as transformation, and then there is a need of management education. Nowadays we are a very say it is now a very buzzword, everyone is talking about the management. So, management of international business is done not only by merely finding the market and selecting the target customer and then making marketing say marketing to reach the customer and at last to gain some profit. In international business you have to search that what are the things which are mainly say create a foundation, so that the marketer serves the market overseas the boundary. So, when we are talking about the resources, there are the 3 main reasons which are accountable for when a firm have to go into the international market in search of international business. So, this is the basic difference between international business and trade. Merely importing and exporting is confined to the trading activity. It is also done into the international business. You know that there are so many exporters from Kanpur city. They make the things and with the say domestic resources, and then export it to the, those countries where they are very say in demand. But when you talk about the business, it means procurement of resources, processing and distribution. So, these resources are being procured in this world when the various economic institution has led to the free flow of goods and services. Earlier, which nowadays the free flow of the resources like the human resources, capital resources, technical resources. So, with these resources, how a firm attain economics of scale in producing a single country and selling globally. So, when these resources and the output, they are freely moved to across the globe, then we term this particular subject as the international business. That means procurement of resources of all those kinds which are available in the country or not available in the country on the basis of attaining economics of scale. Oh, and then transforming it into the final goods and services, and then searching the market overseas. You know that not a human beings, not any nation is endowed enough by the nature so that they possess all kind of resources. So, there are the various regions which are taught into the book, like pull and push factors, means what are the attractiveness in the overseas market and what is the compulsion in the international market that force a company to move into another market in search of customer, in search of profit or in search of efficiency. So, these all when you compile all the factor, push and pull factor, then ultimately it comes to only three regions that give the foundation why a company wish to go into the international market. So, very first that you know that you have studied that the business in economic activity, and economic simply means mutual exchange. Mutual exchange means both the parties should be benefited. So, you are making something here into a particular country and selling to the another country, what mutual profit that you are going to attain. So, economic motive is the first motive which forces a company to expand its business across the boundary of its own nation. So, it can be attained when various say opportunities and the incentives are given by the home say country government. You know that for promoting export, various kinds of incentives are given by the government in the form of the monetary incentive or in the form of the fiscal say incentive. Monetary means providing the grants and various kind of say subsidies, so that your production cost would be minimized, and various assistance are also given in the fiscal terms, that means reducing the tax structure, as well as providing various kind of grants which assist not only in production but in marketing also. Every government has made various institutions which supports their domestic producer, that how they search into the international market. So, economic motive is the first motive which leads to the profitability, and you know that is a general phenomena that if your cost would be lowered, you would be competent into the market and you enhance your marketing only by the economics of scale. So, in this particular process, the role of the government is very essential. If a country is doing international business more than the another one, and you see into the back, then you find that there is a massive assistance is given by the government in promoting the business, international business. So, first motive is the economic motive. Second motive, as you know, that the market motive. You know that market is earlier taught as the place of exchange in between two persons, but here in international business, market means what? The kind of market which a organization is going to serve into the say overseas market, whether it is an individual customer or household customer or institutional or customers or by the government, because marketing starts with knowing your customer, and to know your customer means what are the factors that shape their motive to purchase those utility which you are willing to sell. So, this motive can be attained only by when you procure the resources very effectively. So, in search of resources also, companies are moving across the nation to facilitate international business from their home country. You know that after LPG policy, Government of India has given this massive opportunity to the entrepreneurs of the Indian origin who were very good in producing something, but they are not knowing how to market into the overseas market, because they were having the lacking the management expertise, which are very essential in understanding the customer who are sitting the outside of this their nation. Second, understanding the socio political characteristics of that nation in which you are going to say do your business activity. Thirdly, by the help of the legal and the government support which a country is providing to the another nation. Since the inception of the WTO and various other economic institutions then came into this practice, they are all having the same motive, that how to facilitate say state exchange. So, a marketer have to keep his eye open and see and analyze that what kind of opportunity that exists into the market, because product life cycle understanding is very essential in international business. You know that it is said that those products which were obsolete into the developed nation having a good market into the developing nation or underdeveloping nation, because the product life cycle after some stages reaches to the maturation. So, maturation of in a particular country, they bind their scope of a further expansion. So, it forces a nation to search those markets where their product is still a very innovative stage. It can be viewed into the India whether the product which is made based on the say electronic or human expertise, like we are bound upon various medical diagnostic instruments and medical other facilities which were very innovative in the in advanced countries, but still the people of India are not getting the benefit. So, the role of government starts here, that they have to facilitate the entry of those products which are matured in that country, because in international business it is said that it is a free market operation, but it is not free in the sense that there are various kind of administrative policies for which you have to take permission from the government. So, in international business, whether import or export, the major orientation that marketer have to see what kind of assistance or restrictions that is forced by the two countries, then only it can be facilitated easily. So, product life cycle is also one of the characteristics known by the marketer when they try to know that what kind stages of his product that is taking say exchange into the particular country, and what kind of opportunity they get if they get the opportunity to serve the market into the foreign nation. Because the ultimate aim of any business activity is first survival, then growth. This survival part can be attained only when you have the customer. Due to the advanced technology, innovative technology, various products into the foreign say developed nations are very competent for to get a market share. So, they are bound to search those opportunity into the developing and underdeveloping nations. This also forces them to search the market opportunity into the say another nation. And third very important thing, that apart from this economic and say marketing orientation, is the strategic one. You know that this word is strategy, which means art of guiding military forces, came into the business after 1956, and now it is the key issue. Whether it is a business activity, social activity, economic activity, or any activity, people used to use this word strategy. And strategy simply means how to make your survival in the adversities of the environment, which is forced by some uncontrollable factors. So, a strategic role in international business is very necessary, because your survival is depend upon the characteristics of the market. If your domestic market doesn't support your product, then and production rate is very high, then you are bound to search the opportunity into the overseas market, because not only it helps in survival, but it also helps in reduction of the risk that is bound to come into the say business activities, whether it is a economic risk, legal risk, administrative risk, or any kind of risk that a marketer have to face into the business. So mainly in search of the resources, in search of the market, and in search of the efficiency, so that they reduce the cost and compete into the market with the various competitive say companies which are working together in that particular nation. A nation is bound to take part into the international business. You know that international business is done by every nation, because every nation is bound to import something which they are not capable enough to make. For this purpose they require the foreign exchequer, foreign currency, and the only mode of earning foreign currency is the export, because exchange rate of any nation's currency is equated in terms of its demand and supply. So if your product is being exported, your country is earning the foreign exchange, with which you can meet with your foreign imports. Further, in further classes you will study that what are the factors which are very necessary to understand in this particular international business, like various theories were propagated by the various scholars, in which they have explained what are the reasons why a company of a particular nation is forced to take part into the international business. Secondly, what are the determinants of having cost in the international business. Third, very important, is the international marketing, because marketing, the key thing in the marketing is what a companies do to make exchange, and exchange with the customer. So knowing the customer demand, knowing the customer requirement, and then shaping your marketing mix accordingly, this facilitates the marketing, and efforts of marketing is making your product available to the very nearer point of consumption at the very affordable rate. Foreign investment is very necessary topic which is included into the international business, because in business either your company go to the another nation, or another nation company come into the another nation in search of those resources which either they are taking or they are say procuring from the home nation. That is the reason that you have studied that various states of the India are operating say foreign investment say facilities center, in which they try to try to invite the foreign proposal in their own state, because a business is not only satisfying the need and want of the customer, but it is the key issue related with the employment. You know that in business, employment generated either from the production and the distribution. This leads to the consumption. So more income means more consumption, and then business cycles start flowing it. So if we expand this business activity which is earlier confined to the nation and expand it to the foreign nation market, what happens that your business cycles moves very fastly, and this turnover of any particular economic say economic system of a country provides all those things which a society needs, because every particular needs have to be fulfilled by the resources that have into the market, and to reach to the resources, employment is the key issue. So investment into the foreign nation as an international business or international trade, or whether portfolio investment or say capital investment, ultimately helps the society in providing the employment, and this employment generate the income. With that income they exchange those goods and services which are very necessary for maintaining their standard of life. In further classes, when we move ahead to the next lecture, then you study various other topics which are mentioned into our course curriculum of the UG and the PG classes. Thank you very much. ये सब इसके लिए था कि हमारा इसमें था नहीं, एक तो हो गया बस, बीसी के डांट से बचने के लिए है।